Story 1. I've been working at this family entertainment center for about 3 years now. It's one of those places with arcade games, laser tag, mini golf, and a pizza restaurant all under one roof. I started as a game technician fixing broken machines, and now I'm the assistant manager for the arcade section. It's actually a pretty fun job most of the time, especially seeing kids get excited when they win prizes. Saturday afternoons are always our busiest time. Families come in for birthday parties, weekend outings, or just to burn off some energy. The arcade is usually packed with kids running around playing games, while parents either join in or sit at tables nearby keeping an eye on everyone. Most of our customers understand that arcade games are meant to be fun challenges, not guaranteed wins. This particular Saturday started normally. We had several birthday parties going on, the laser tag arena was booked solid, and the arcade was humming with activity. That's when I noticed the situation developing near our most popular claw machine. This machine had a collection of large plush toys that were always in high demand. It's positioned right near the entrance to the arcade, so it's usually the first thing kids see when they walk in. The claw machine is completely legitimate, no tricks or rigging, but like all claw machines, it requires skill and a bit of luck to win the bigger prizes. A woman was standing next to the machine with her son, who looked to be about 8 years old. The kid was clearly excited about trying to win one of the large stuffed animals, but his mother seemed more focused on the mechanics of the situation than the fun of playing. She walked up to me while I was restocking tokens at a nearby counter. "Karen, excuse me, I need you to adjust this claw machine for my son." Me, what kind of adjustment are you looking for? Is something not working properly? Karen, I want you to make it so he can win the big teddy bear. Rig it so the claw actually grabs something. Me, ma'am, our claw machines aren't rigged. They're skill-based games that work exactly as intended. Karen, don't give me that nonsense. Everyone knows these machines are impossible unless you fix them. Me, the machines are calibrated fairly. With practice and patience, players can definitely win prizes. Karen, my son really wants that bear, and he's spent $5 already. You need to guarantee he wins it. Me, I can't manipulate the machine to guarantee wins. That wouldn't be fair to other customers. She looked at me like I'd personally insulted her family. Karen, so you're telling me you'd rather take money from children than let them win toys? Me, the games are designed to be challenging but winnable. Part of the fun is the skill involved. Karen, this is ridiculous. I'm paying customer here. She marched back to the claw machine where her son was waiting with a handful of tokens. I watched from across the arcade as she started coaching him aggressively on his technique. Karen, no, grab it from the left. The left. You're doing it wrong. Son, Mom, I'm trying my best. Karen, your best isn't good enough. This machine is cheating us. Other families nearby started glancing over as her voice got louder and more demanding. The kid looked embarrassed but kept trying to play while his mother criticized every move. After about 10 more attempts, she stormed back over to me. Karen, this is unacceptable. You need to open that machine and give my son the bear he deserves. Me, ma'am, I can't do that. If you're not satisfied with the game, I can refund your tokens. Karen, I don't want a refund. I want the prize my son earned. Me, he hasn't won the prize yet. That's how the game works. Karen, he's put in enough money. That bear should be his by now. Me, each play is independent. Previous attempts don't accumulate toward guaranteed wins. Karen, that's fraud. You're stealing from families. She went back to the machine, and I could see her getting more agitated. Her son had moved on to other games, apparently tired of the claw machine drama, but Karen wasn't done. That's when I saw her start shaking the machine. At first, it was just gentle nudging, like she was trying to see if the prizes would shift position. But when that didn't work, she grabbed the sides and started rocking it back and forth more aggressively. Me, ma'am, you need to stop shaking the machine. Karen, I'm just helping it work properly. The machine started tilting dangerously, And that's when the alarm system kicked in. These machines have tilt sensors to prevent exactly what Karen was doing, and loud warning beeps started going off throughout the arcade. The sound got everyone's attention. Kids stopped playing games, parents turned to see what was happening, and our security guard came jogging over from the front entrance. "Security, what's going on here?" "Me. This customer was shaking the claw machine and set off the tilt alarm." "Karen, I was not shaking anything. This machine is defective." "Security, ma'am, I watched you rocking the machine back and forth." "Karen, I was trying to fix it. It stole my money." "Security, you need to step away from the games and come with me." "Karen, are you kidding me? I'm the victim here. This place is running a scam." "Security, ma'am, you damaged arcade equipment and created a safety hazard. You need to leave." "Karen, I'm not leaving until my son gets his prize." Her son, meanwhile, was hiding behind a different game, clearly mortified by his mother's behavior. "Security, your son can stay with another adult if there's someone here with you, or he comes with you. But you're leaving now." "Karen, this is discrimination against parents who stand up for their children." "Security, this is consequences for damaging property." As they escorted her toward the exit, she kept yelling about lawsuits and consumer rights. Her son followed quietly behind, looking like he wanted to disappear. "Karen, you haven't heard the last of this. I'm reporting you to corporate." Once she was gone, our manager made an announcement over the intercom apologizing for the disruption. To make up for the scene, he announced that every kid currently in the arcade would get 5 free game tokens. The kids erupted in cheers, and suddenly everyone forgot about the claw machine drama. Lines formed at all the games, and the atmosphere went right back to fun and excitement. The best part was watching a 7-year-old girl win the exact teddy bear that had caused all the trouble on her very first try. About 20 minutes later, she hugged it tight and ran to show her parents, proving that the machine worked perfectly fine when you didn't try to shake the prizes loose. Sometimes the most entitled behavior leads to the most satisfying endings for everyone else. Story 2. I've been a park ranger at Pine Valley State Park for 6 years now. Started this job right after college because I studied environmental science and wanted to work outdoors protecting natural spaces. Most of my work involves trail maintenance, educational programs, and helping visitors enjoy the park safely. The campground is one of my favorite areas to patrol because I love seeing families connect with nature and create memories together. Our campground has 42 sites, and during peak season they book up months in advance. Each site has a numbered post with a metal holder for reservation slips, so there's never any confusion about who belongs where. The system works really well, and in 6 years I've only had a handful of disputes about reservations. It was a busy Saturday morning in July when I got a call on my radio about a problem at Campsite 17. A family had arrived to find someone else already set up in their spot. This kind of thing usually resolves itself pretty quickly. Either someone made an honest mistake about their site number, or they arrived a day early and just need to move to the right location. I drove over to check it out and found a pretty tense situation. There was a family with 2 young kids standing next to their car, looking confused and frustrated. Their camping gear was still packed because they couldn't access their reserved site. In the middle of the campsite was a large tent, camp chairs, and a full setup that clearly belonged to someone else. "Dad, Ranger, we reserved this site 6 months ago. We have the confirmation email right here." He showed me his phone with the reservation details. Site 17, July 15th through 18th, paid in full. Everything looked correct. Let me see what's going on here. Where's the person who set up this tent? That's when Karen came walking back from the bathhouse like she didn't have a care in the world. "Karen, oh good, you're here. Can you please tell these people to find somewhere else to camp?" "Ma'am, this family has a confirmed reservation for this site. Do you have your reservation information?" "Karen, I don't need a reservation. Nature belongs to everyone and I got here first." Actually, this is a reservation-only campground. Every site needs to be reserved in advance. Karen, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. You can't charge people to sleep outside. I walked over to the site post and showed her the reservation slip holder, which had the family's confirmation slip clearly displayed. Me, see this paperwork? This family reserved this site and paid for it. You'll need to pack up and move. Karen, that's fake paperwork. Anyone could print something like that. Dad, fake paperwork? Lady, I booked this through the state park website 6 months ago. Karen, I don't care when you supposedly booked it. I'm already set up and I'm not moving. Me, ma'am, if you don't have a reservation, you're trespassing on state property. Karen, trespassing? On public land? That's impossible. My tax dollars pay for this place. Me, your tax dollars help maintain the park, but camping sites still need to be reserved and paid for. Karen, this is America. I should be able to camp wherever I want in a public park. The family's kids were getting upset, and other campers from nearby sites were starting to gather around to see what all the yelling was about. Me, do you have a reservation for any site in this campground? Karen, no, because the whole reservation system is a scam designed to keep regular people out of nature. Me, then you'll need to pack up immediately and leave the campground. Karen, I'm not going anywhere. I was here first and possession is 9/10 of the law. She crossed her arms and planted herself in one of her camp chairs like she was claiming territory. Me, ma'am, you're illegally occupying a reserved campsite. I'm going to have to issue you a citation. Karen, you can't give me a ticket for camping in a public park. I pulled out my citation book and started writing her up for illegal camping and trespassing. Me, the fine is $200, and you still need to vacate this site immediately. Karen, $200. This is highway robbery. I'm calling the police. Me, feel free to call them. They'll tell you the same thing I'm telling you. Other campers were watching the whole scene unfold. A few people had their phones out recording Karen's meltdown. Camper, just move your stuff. Lady, these people have kids. Another camper, we all had to make reservations. You're not special. Karen, you're all part of the problem. Public land should be free for everyone. Me, ma'am, you have 30 minutes to pack up your campsite and leave. If you're still here after that, I'll call the sheriff's department. That finally got through to her. She started angrily shoving her gear into bags while muttering about government corruption and unfair camping policies. Karen, this is the worst campground I've ever seen. No wonder people hate state parks. The family with the legitimate reservation stayed back, while Karen packed, probably not wanting to escalate things further. Their kids were asking why the mean lady was so angry. Mom, some people just don't understand how to share and follow rules. Honey, it took Karen about 25 minutes to get all her stuff packed up. She was slamming things around, making as much noise as possible, probably hoping someone would feel sorry for her. As she loaded the last of her gear into her car, she turned around for one final outburst. Karen, I hope you all get eaten by bears. She peeled out of the campground, spraying gravel and leaving tire tracks in the grass. The other campers actually started applauding as her car disappeared down the road. A few people came over to welcome the family and help them get settled in their rightfully reserved site. Camper, sorry you had to deal with that craziness. Dad, thank you. We were worried our whole vacation was ruined. Me, not at all. Enjoy your stay, and let me know if you need anything. Later that afternoon, I saw the family's kids playing happily around their campsite while the parents relaxed in their chairs. It reminded me why I love this job, helping people enjoy the outdoors and making sure everyone follows the rules that keep our parks fair and accessible for everyone. Story 3. I work the evening shift at FitLife Gym 3 nights a week while finishing my exercise science degree. It's actually perfect timing since I can hit the books during quiet periods and get real-world experience watching how people interact with fitness equipment. The evening crowd is usually pretty mellow, mostly working professionals who come in after their 9-to-5 jobs to blow off steam. I started working here about a year ago when I needed a job that would complement my studies. The gym manager is also a former exercise science student, so he's been great about letting me observe training sessions and learn from the personal trainers. The pay isn't amazing, but the free membership and hands-on experience make up for it. Plus, most of the members are respectful and just want to get their workouts done. The gym has 12 treadmills arranged in 2 rows facing the wall-mounted televisions. During peak hours between 6 and 8 p.m., those treadmills are like gold. People will hover around waiting for one to open up, and there's an unspoken 30-minute time limit when it's busy. We also have a policy that you can't reserve equipment. It's first come, first served to keep things fair for everyone. Last Tuesday evening was particularly packed because it was the first week of February when everyone's New Year's resolutions are still going strong. The treadmill area was full, with a few people waiting nearby for machines to open up. I was restocking towels when this woman walked in carrying multiple water bottles and what looked like several gym towels. She went straight to the treadmill section and started placing a water bottle on each of the 12 treadmills. Not just the empty ones, she was putting bottles on machines where people were actively running. A guy who'd been on treadmill number 3 for about 10 minutes looked confused when she set a water bottle next to his. Member, excuse me, I'm using this machine. Karen, I'm saving these for my friends. They'll be here any minute. Member, you can't reserve equipment. It's first come, first served. Karen, well, I'm here first for all of them. I walked over to see what was happening. By now, she had water bottles on 8 of the 12 treadmills, including 3 where people were still exercising. Ma'am, we have a policy that equipment can't be reserved. You can only use one machine at a time. Karen, my friends and I work out together. We always use this entire row. I understand you like to work out with friends, but other people are waiting to use these machines. You'll need to remove the water bottles from equipment you're not actively using. Karen, absolutely not. We've been members here for years, and this is our regular spot. I checked our membership system on my phone. Her account showed she joined 6 months ago, and I'd never seen her with any friends during my shifts. I'm going to need you to remove these items, or I'll have to ask you to leave. Karen, fine, do whatever you want. She stormed off toward the locker rooms while I started collecting the water bottles. Other members immediately claimed the open treadmills, and people who'd been waiting finally got to start their cardio workouts. About 10 minutes later, just as everyone was getting into their exercise rhythm, the fire alarm started blaring throughout the entire building. Our protocol requires everyone to evacuate immediately when the fire alarm sounds. All the members stopped their workouts and started heading toward the exits, looking confused since there was no sign of smoke or fire. I radioed the manager while helping direct people outside. The fire department showed up within 5 minutes, followed by our security company since the alarm system is monitored. Manager, did you see anything that might have triggered the alarm? Nothing unusual, except that woman who was trying to reserve all the treadmills got angry when I made her move her stuff. We went to check the fire alarm pull stations throughout the building. The one near the women's locker room had been activated, and when we reviewed the security footage, it clearly showed Karen pulling the alarm right after her confrontation with me. When the fire chief confirmed there was no emergency, everyone was allowed back inside. Karen tried to blend in with the returning crowd, but the manager was waiting for her at the entrance. Manager, ma'am, I need to speak with you immediately. Karen, what about? I was just evacuating like everyone else. Manager, we have you on camera pulling the fire alarm. That's not only against gym policy, it's illegal. Karen, I have no idea what you're talking about. The manager showed her the footage on his tablet. Karen's face went red as she watched herself clearly pulling the fire alarm handle. Manager, false fire alarms are a serious offense. The fine from the city will be $300, and your membership is canceled effective immediately. Karen, you can't do that. This is discrimination. Manager, actually, I can. Endangering other members and filing false emergency reports violate multiple terms of your membership agreement. The fire chief overheard the conversation and came over. Fire chief, ma'am, you'll be receiving a citation for false alarm activation. This kind of behavior wastes emergency resources and puts people at risk. Karen, this is all a misunderstanding. I was trying to help. Fire chief, the security footage is pretty clear. Someone will be in touch about your court date. As Karen was escorted out, several members who'd had their workouts interrupted started clapping. The guy who'd been on Treadmill 3 gave me a thumbs up. The best part was watching everyone get back to their normal routines without someone trying to hoard all the equipment. Sometimes the only way entitled people learn consequences is when they face real legal trouble for their behavior. Story 4. I've been running my family's sunflower farm for about 8 years now. My grandfather started growing sunflowers back in the 1960s, and I took over the operation after finishing my agriculture degree. We plant about 50 acres every spring, and by late summer we have this incredible field of bright yellow blooms that stretches as far as you can see. The farm has always attracted photographers and families wanting pictures, especially during peak blooming season in August. Over the years, social media has made sunflower fields incredibly popular for photo shoots. I don't mind people taking pictures from the road or the designated viewing area we set up, but the field itself is private property and off-limits to visitors. We have clear signs posted every 100 feet along the road. Private property, no trespassing, and photography from road only, do not enter field. The sunflowers are a cash crop that we sell to processing plants for oil and seeds. Each plant destroyed represents lost income, and foot traffic can damage the root systems of surrounding plants. Most people are respectful and follow the rules. They park safely on the shoulder and take beautiful photos without causing any damage. But every season, we get a few people who think the rules don't apply to them because they want the perfect shot for social media. Last Saturday afternoon, I was working in the barn when I heard a car engine getting louder and louder. I looked out and couldn't believe what I was seeing. A white SUV had driven right off the road, through our fence opening, and was making its way deep into the sunflower field. The vehicle was crushing entire rows of mature sunflowers as it drove. These plants were 7 feet tall and ready for harvest in a few weeks. I watched in horror as thousands of dollars worth of crops were being destroyed in real time. I jumped in my truck and drove out to confront whoever was doing this. When I got closer, I could see it was a family with professional camera equipment setting up for what looked like a photo shoot. The mother was directing her husband and 2 kids to pose among the sunflowers while she took pictures. Me, what are you doing? This is private property and you're destroying my crops. Karen, oh, hi there, don't worry, we're almost done. These photos are going to be amazing. Me, you need to leave immediately. You're trespassing, and you've destroyed hundreds of plants. Karen, relax, we're actually helping you out here. These photos are going on my social media accounts. I have over 5,000 followers. Me, man, you've caused thousands of dollars in damage. This is a working farm, not a photo studio. Karen, you should be thanking me. This is free advertising for your farm. People will see these gorgeous photos and want to visit. I couldn't believe how delusional she was. She was standing in the middle of crushed sunflowers talking about helping my business. Me, you've destroyed my property. I need you to leave now, and we need to discuss compensation for the damage. Karen, compensation. I told you, this is free marketing. You owe me a thank you, not money. Her husband looked embarrassed and was trying to pack up their camera gear quickly. Husband, honey, maybe we should go. The man seems upset. Karen, he's being completely unreasonable. These photos are going to bring him tons of customers. Me, man, for the last time, this is private property and you're trespassing. Leave now or I'm calling the sheriff. Karen, go ahead and call. I'll tell them how rude you're being to a potential customer." I pulled out my phone and started recording the damage while calling the sheriff's department. The crushed sunflowers created 2 tire tracks stretching about 200 feet into my field. "Me, sheriff's department? I need an officer at Sunny Acres Sunflower Farm. I have trespassers who've driven into my crop field and caused significant damage." While I was on the phone, Karen kept posing her family for more pictures, completely ignoring the destruction around her. "Karen, kids, get closer together. The lighting is perfect right now." Child, "Mom, this man seems really angry at us." Karen, "Don't worry about him, sweetie. Some people don't appreciate good photography." The sheriff arrived about 15 minutes later. "Deputy Johnson has been working this area for years and knows my family well." "Deputy, what's the situation here?" "Me. This woman drove her vehicle into my sunflower field without permission and destroyed hundreds of plants. When I confronted her, she claimed she was doing me a favor." "Deputy, ma'am, is this true?" Karen, "Officer, I'm a social media influencer. I was creating content that would advertise this farm for free." "Deputy, did you get permission from the landowner before entering the field?" Karen, "I don't need permission to take photos. This benefits everyone." The deputy walked through the damaged area, documenting the tire tracks and crushed plants with his own camera. "Deputy, ma'am, this is clearly posted private property and you've caused substantial damage. I'm issuing you a citation for criminal trespassing." Karen, "This is ridiculous. I'm trying to help his business." Deputy, "The property owner has the right to control access to his land. You had no permission to be here." "Me, officer, I estimate she's destroyed about $800 worth of crops, not counting the damage to soil and root systems." Deputy, "You can file a civil claim for damages separately. This citation is for $500 plus court costs." Karen, $500. For taking pictures in a stupid flower field. Deputy, for trespassing on private property and destroying crops. "Yes, ma'am." While the deputy was writing the citation, I continued recording everything on my phone. Karen's reaction was getting more dramatic by the minute. Karen, "This is harassment. My photos are going to make this place famous." Deputy, "Ma'am, you need to remove your vehicle immediately and not return to this property." As they finally left, dragging their equipment and muttering about unfair treatment, I had an idea. That evening, I edited together the footage I had taken and posted it on the farm's social media accounts. The video showed Karen's SUV tracks through the field, her ridiculous claims about free advertising, and the deputy writing her citation. I captioned it, "This is why we have no trespassing signs. Our sunflowers are crops, not a photo studio." Within hours, the video had thousands of views and shares. People were outraged by her behavior and supportive of our farm. The comments were brutal toward Karen, but incredibly supportive of our family business. By the next morning, the video had gone viral with over 1 million views across different platforms. News outlets picked up the story, and we started getting interview requests. The irony was perfect. Karen had wanted to create viral content, but instead became the villain in someone else's viral video. The best part was the flood of support we received. People drove from hours away to buy sunflower seeds and take respectful photos from the road. Our farm store had the best sales week in its history. Karen got her wish for viral fame, just not the way she intended. Story 5. I've been driving an ice cream truck for 6 years now, ever since I inherited the business from my grandfather who ran it for 30 years before me. What started as a summer job during college became my full-time career when I realized how much joy I could bring to neighborhoods. There's something magical about seeing kids' faces light up when they hear those familiar jingle bells coming down their street. The route takes me through various neighborhoods, from apartment complexes to suburban developments. My favorite stops are at parks and playgrounds where groups of kids gather with their allowance money, carefully studying my menu board before making their selections. Most parents appreciate having a legitimate ice cream vendor around, and the kids always treat me with respect, even when they're excited. It was a perfect Thursday afternoon in late June. School had been out for a week, so kids were everywhere. I just pulled up to Maple Grove Park, where about 15 children were playing on the swings and slides. The moment they heard my music, they came running with their pocket money. The kids formed a natural line without me having to organize them. This group was particularly well behaved. They knew each other from the neighborhood and were taking turns looking at my menu and deciding what they wanted. Kid 1, can I get a rocket pop, please? Me, absolutely. That'll be $2. Kid 2, how much are the ice cream sandwiches? Me, $3 for the regular ones, $4 for the premium. I was serving the third child when I heard someone approaching quickly from behind. Through my side mirror, I could see a woman in her 40s jogging toward my truck with an annoyed expression. Karen ran right up to my service window, pushing past 2 kids who were still waiting in line. Karen, excuse me. I need service right now. Me, ma'am, there's a line here. These kids were here first. Karen, I'm an adult with real money. I shouldn't have to wait behind children. Kid 3, hey, we were here first. Karen, kids don't count. I have $20 to spend. Me, everyone counts equally in my line, ma'am. Please go to the back. Karen, this is ridiculous. I'm a paying customer. Me, so are they. They got here first, so they get served first. The kids were looking back and forth between us, clearly uncomfortable with the situation. A few parents at the nearby picnic tables had noticed the commotion and were starting to pay attention. Karen, I don't have time to wait behind a bunch of kids counting pennies. Me, then you're welcome to come back when there's no line. Karen, no, I want ice cream now. She tried to push past another child to get closer to my window. Kid 4, stop pushing us. Me, ma'am, you need to respect the line or I can't serve you at all. Karen, fine, what do you have? Me, I'll be happy to tell you once you get in line behind these kids. Karen, I'm not getting in line behind children. That's absurd. Me, then I can't help you. I turned back to serve the next child, a little girl who had been waiting patiently with her $3 clutched in her hand. Kid 5, can I have a strawberry shortcake bar? Me, of course, sweetie. Karen started banging on the side of my truck with her fist. Karen, don't ignore me. I'm talking to you. Me, ma'am, please stop hitting my truck. Karen, then serve me. Me, get in line like everyone else. The parents from the picnic area were walking over now, clearly concerned about Karen's behavior around their children. Parent 1, is there a problem here? Karen, this ice cream man is discriminating against adults. Parent 1, he's serving kids who were here first. That's how lines work. Karen, I have more money than these kids. Parent 2, money doesn't buy you the right to cut in line. Karen ignored them and started banging on my service window with both fists. Karen, open this window and serve me right now. Me, ma'am, that's enough. Please step away from my truck. Karen, I'm not moving until I get my ice cream. Me, yes, you are. I closed my service window and locked it. Karen continued pounding on the glass and shouting, but I wasn't engaging anymore. I started my engine and began pulling away from the curb. Karen, you can't just drive away. I'm a customer. Me, not anymore. As I drove slowly down the street, I could see Karen in my mirrors, standing in the middle of the park looking furious. The kids who had been waiting in line started following my truck down the street. Kid 1, wait, we still want ice cream. Me, don't worry, guys. I'm just going around the corner. I parked about 50 yards away on the next street over. Within 2 minutes, all the kids had caught up to me, many of them laughing about what had just happened. Kid 2, that lady was crazy. Kid 3, thanks for not letting her cut in front of us. Me, everyone deserves to be treated fairly, no matter how old they are. I spent the next 20 minutes serving all the kids who had been waiting, plus a few more who had heard about the incident and wanted to support me. Several parents came over to thank me for handling the situation appropriately. Parent 3. My daughter said you stood up for the kids. We really appreciate that. Me, just treating everyone with respect. That's how my grandfather taught me to run this business. As I was finishing up with the last customer, I could see Karen in the distance, still standing in the park, probably wondering where her ice cream truck went.